Good morning. Today we're going to be working on slide 17. We're looking at solving systems of equations by graphing and by substitution. So we're going to look at problem 422. It says, solve the following system of linear equations by graphing using Desmos, and insert the graph. So we're going to go to Desmos, and we're going to go to our graphing calculator. So we have our two equations here, 2x plus y. So let's go ahead and graph that. 2x plus y equals to 5, I believe. Yes. So there we have our first line. Now let's do our second one. Y equals x minus 1. Y equals x minus 1. There you go. And so remember we said yesterday that the system of linear equations is where the two graphs meet. So not the two graphs, the two lines meet. So we know that these two lines meet at 2, 1. That means that's our solution to the system of equations. So let's go ahead and screenshot Command-Shift-4 because I want to add it to, and I'm going to screenshot from here. I want to add it to our notes. So let's go back to our notes. I'm gonna add it there and make it smaller. Okay, and so now let's go ahead and justify. So when we graphed both lines on Desmos, the lines met at the point 2, 1. So that's the solution to our system of equations, 2, 1. That's where the two lines meet. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next one. That was by graphing. But now it says solve the system of linear equations using the substitution method. So notice how it's the same ones. We already know that the answer is 2, 1. But let's use the substitution method to show you what the difference is from each one. Obviously, graphing is easier, but you are going to need the substitution method as well. So let's go ahead and go to Jamboard so I can show you, and I already have the graphs there. So what the substitution method is, you're substituting one of the values into the other equation. So for example, right here we have y equals to x minus 1. So when it says y equals, that is telling me that y is x minus 1. So that was given to me right there. Y is x minus 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute this x minus 1 wherever I have a y. Because this told me that y is this, so I'm going to do that here. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so those are the teachers. All right, so we're gonna substitute. So I'm going to say 2x, but instead of y, I'm going to put x minus 1, and I'm gonna do it in parentheses because it always makes more sense like that. And then I'm not done because I still have to put equals to 5. Again, all I did was put x minus 1 into my y. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I no longer have y's and I can solve for x. That's why I did it. So notice how I don't have y's anymore. So what I'm going to do is now going to solve for x. So 2x plus x minus 1. The reason I put it in parentheses is because sometimes when you have a negative, you do have to distribute. But in this case, we don't. So we have 2x plus x. I didn't write it? Okay, so 2x plus x, well, that's 3x minus 1 equals to 5. Now I'm going to add 1 to both sides. That's 3x equals to 6. And so I need to divide by 3 on both sides. And I'm going fast because you should know how to solve for variables. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So now we have found one of the variables. We're not done though, because we still need to find y. We know that x equals to 2. We need to find y. So now I'm gonna do it in green. I know that x equals to 2. So what I can do is I can either substitute this x equals to 2 on the first equation or on the second one. It doesn't matter. They're both gonna give you the same thing. But I can tell that the second equation is easier to solve. So I'm gonna do that here. Y equals to, and instead of x, I'm gonna say 2 minus 1. And so y equals what? 2 minus 1 is 1. So that would be my answer. But I'm gonna say my solution to the system of equations is 2, 1. And go ahead and write this here in your notes. I didn't want to take too long to do all that. So go ahead and write this here in the middle, and I'm gonna help you justify. So when using the substitution method, we solved for x by substituting into y x minus 1. That's what we did first. Then how can I didn't even write it correctly. Sorry about that. Okay. Then reduced to get x equals to 2. Then we substituted x equals to 2 into the second equation and got y equals to 1. Therefore, the solution to the system of equations is 2, 1. So that's how we would do the substitution method.